So, first of all, thank you once more for taking your time and know a little bit more about Bomporto. Bomporto Hotels, we are a Portuguese brand, as you can see, Bomporto in English means safe harbor, and this is our goal to our clients and to you to have a safe harbor to make sure. A good destination and a good hotels in Lisbon. So we have two hotels in Lisbon, the Lumiares and the Vintage, and a brand new one in Porto, the Rebello. So let's talk first of all about the brand awareness and who we are. We are a feel good hotel company, and why I'm saying we are a company. We're not a chain. Each hotel has its own identity, its own design, brand, and concept, but in common they have Bomporto DNA. Okay, usually I joke with this. Do you know the white gloves from the service? So that's who we are. We took them off, but we put some transparent ones because the service, the facilities, and the quality still exist, but with a wider smile and a less formal service. So I start by presenting you our new baby, our brand new hotel. We just opened last June. It's the Rebello. This one actually has particular history. So this building that you see on the right side of your screen, some part of the building used to be a former factory, a pot and pan factory, and the other part used to be a warehouse where they put the wine barrels, storage in this case. And those barrels were transported by the small boats that you see in front of you. The name of the boats is Rebellos, and they still continue to use them to transport cargoes or to do some cruises on the Douro River. But don't you feel that we are a little bit rebel? So that's why our name is Rebello. Also, because this building and this area, it's UNESCO heritage, so we had to keep the original outside facade of the building, but inside, as the rebels we are and the five-star properties, by the way, all the three hotels belongs to, are affiliated in this case to small luxury hotels of the world, and serendipians as well. So, in terms of decoration, design, and concept, this is what you find inside our hotel. So, industrial chic style. We are we have a huge concern about in our group about art, design, painting, music, and environment, sustainability as well. In terms of concept, all of our rooms are suites. In this case, we have 103 luxury suites that goes from the studio until the three bedroom duplex. Sorry, I've made a mistake. Here it's three and not two. So all suites, and you can consider an apartment style. Okay, let me try. Okay. In terms of food and beverage, we're talking about Portugal, right? So I'm not going to talk too much about food, beverage, because you know that that's one of our favorite and best things that we do. But I can talk about our location, that it's very important for you. Let me just change my page and show you. If we're in Porto, in the center of Porto, we're here, right? You just have to cross the bridge by walking, and 10 minutes walking distance, you're here at the Rebelo. As you can see, we are facing the river. We are on the first line of the river, so of course, besides to be on the most trendy area of this neighborhood, we also have the best views, more tranquility, and we are near Douro and the wineries as well, the wine cellars. If you have demand for kids, for families, in this case, we have a kids club as well. Okay. In terms of wellness and spa, In this case, when we start our construction, this spa should. So we developed a concept that should be like industrial chic style, has the whole hotel. But then when we start the constructions and diggings, we found some Roman ruins. So to do it, we have to do it well, right? So we decided to change a little bit the concept and make it like more similar to a Roman bath and also with the industrial touch. In this case, we have two rooms for gym and four treatment rooms and this inside pool. Now we're moving to Lisbon. We're going down. And the Lumiares was our first hotel of the group. So why we Condé Nast actually told that our hotel was a love letter to the country materials and everything that was related to Portugal, because this was our first project, the one that made possible all this concept of Bomporto, of safe harbor, to us and to our clients, because almost 100% of all the materials that we used are Portuguese. And I can give you some example of what we try to put the brand inside the city as well. Black and white ensembles the floors of Lisbon, and the gold. It's not about the luxury, but the light of Lisbon, that it's warm and give you this cozy and home feeling. Okay, in terms of location, I think I can do a little bit of zoom. Yeah. Um, well, let me go back. In terms of location, we are located in Bairro Alto. Bairro Alto, it's the center of the city. It's the heart of the city. And I can tell you that it's the most honest walking distance to every point of interest. Okay. In terms of decoration and design, in this case, we're talking about a completely different hotel in terms of light, natural light, color, modern. And this was our goal, to give you the spirit of the city, that it's a ancient city that has this modern twist. In terms of rooms, it's the same concept of the Rebello, only suites, and but in this case, it goes from the studio until the two-bedroom suites, and plus two penthouses. The penthouses also have two bedroom. Okay, again, best locations, best rooftops, best views. In terms of food and beverage, the three hotels maintain the same segment and line of concepts: Portuguese food with a modern twist. Okay, spa and gym again. And now in Lisbon, why I'm talking about spa and gym again, but in Lisbon. In this case, the majority of the five-star properties, Rebello, Lumiares, and the Vintage, are all five-star properties, and the majority of them that are located here in the center of the city are former palaces or former old buildings, and it's very difficult to transform all the structure and have a spa and gym. But we did it, and this is a plus that you find in our hotels that sometimes you don't find in the surroundings. Then we go to our other hotel. Actually, it was our second project. It's the Vintage. When I talk about the
Joanna,
Vintage,
quickly.
yes.
Sorry, can you close on the Zoom? You know, there is a little sign that says, can you close it so that they can see? There we go. So they can see the full screen. Awesome. Perfect.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can put
No,
it
you're
here.
fine.
It's better.
Perfect.
It's better. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I was talking about the Vintage. Vintage. When I talk about vintage, I don't talk about the 20s, okay? I talk about the cool, good vibe of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Location: 10 minutes walking distance from Lumiares. Lumiares, it's in Bairro Alto, on the heart of the city, and the Vintage, it's near Prince Real. Okay, so 15 minutes walking distance. Usually, our partners ask me, Joanna, where should I put my clients? So, the first point that you must think of is what your client is looking for. Is your client looking for the Michelin star restaurants, for the most traditional restaurants, for bars, for monuments nearby, everything walking distance? So you should stay at the Lumiere. If your client it's looking for a very central area in the city, very central, but more with more tranquility, so the vintage. But you must be in consideration that both hotels have completely different styles. In terms of the vintage, this is the offer that we gave to you. In this one, it's it's high related to music, painting, and I can say a lifestyle hotel. For this one, I have three words for you: inspire, relax, and play. Why I'm saying this? Our first goal is to transform tourists into travelers, but not on this one, but in the whole group in our hotels. And how we did this? The first point that I can tell you, and I would love to make a little bit of zoom here. I think I can. No, I cannot. This should be a touch screen, but it's fine. Here, on this part, in each room, each category, it doesn't matter the room, the category, the rate. In each room, you have this. What is this? We have a bottle of a Portuguese gin that it's tinto, and it's a red gin. It's the only one in the world. Two tonics and some dry essences made at home. And what we do to our clients. This must be a wow factor for the final client, okay? They arrive the room and we give them an empty bucket to put some ice. And you choose what you want to do. If you want to call us to grab some ice, if you want to grab the ice directly from the bars, the restaurant, or if you want to grab your pack and go to the rooftop. So this way you start doing yourself your experience. This way you start to inspire, to relax, and to play in the city. Besides that, the colors that you see on the rooms, the different colors, were really studied to give you the proper feeling. The green one, it's the inspired. The blue, it's the relaxation, and the terracotta, it's the play one. In terms of rooftop, well, I'm going to repeat myself, but honestly, best locations, best views, and good food, best food. If I say best food, you will say, okay, Joanna, you always have good food in Portugal, but one of the best experience that you can have to share with your family and friends and have a good time in the city. In this case, the difference of the spa it's that you have a swimming pool. If you're staying at the Lumiares, there is no problem. You don't have a pool at the Lumiares, but as we're talking about the same group of hotels, so what you can do, you can make a booking 15 minutes walking distance, you're there and with no costs associated. But you always have to make a booking to have your time scheduled properly for you. So I think I was able to talk a little bit about everything concerning our hotels, all the features, and now I leave you sometimes to
For
questions.
questions, yeah.
If you need more information,
A couple of questions, just
yeah.
to go over the different hotels. How would you compare the customers or the guests of each hotel? Like, how would you describe one versus the other versus the other? Because needless to say, the hotels are absolutely spectacular. So if you were to say it's a younger couple, where would you put them? If it's a multi-gen family, where would you put them? If it's baby boomers, where would you put them? Like kind of more um, help the advisors to try to figure out what's the best customer for each hotel. Because as you said, the food is fantastic in all of them. The hotels are amazing. The location is all great. So then, so then
So,
how do we choose?
Natalia, that's one of the best questions because even for us at the beginning, for me, when I started to work at the hotels, was hard to check which hotel, because all the clients love all the styles. For example, the vintage, I would mostly recommend for couples,
Mhm.
individual travelers, but no age range. Okay,
Mm. Mhm.
no age range, because I have clients from all types of ages. Okay,
Ages. Mhm.
and
Mhm.
families, for example, a couple with a young baby works
Mhm.
perfectly. They love it, and this is a good option as well.
Mhm.
The Lumiares families,
Mhm.
and young couples, people that love the city and the
Mhm.
vibe of everything, that
Mhm.
city,
Like the
they
energy
have
of the city.
hungry of the energy of the city.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Just
and the
because you mentioned
Rebello fits everyone.
just because you mentioned families, and this is something that is common when looking at um, American families, all families, obviously, but specifically American families, is um, how is the hotel in regards of like connecting rooms and that kind of thing when looking at families of 4 or 5, because that's always like a thing, right?
That's our plus, Natalia. This is our
I
plus.
know, that's why I'm
So,
asking.
so usually I say you don't have to worry about that, actually, because as we do have the two-bedroom suite, it can fit 4 adults in the same room,
Mhm.
plus one more extra bed and more two extra beds. So it can fit six,
Mhm.
but we recommend five for you to, or for all of you have the proper space and privacy.
Mhm. Mhm.
But in terms of, imagine that you actually now we have a family, a huge family with us, and they like the two bedrooms, the one bedrooms. They are split, but they feel at home,
Mhm.
and the rooms are next to each other as well.
Mhm. Okay.
And
There is
actually, a family, sorry to interrupt you,
no,
Natalia,
no, no.
a family that wants to make a combo between Lisbon and Porto, the
Mhm.
huge advantage of our hotels, it's that imagine you begin your travel, your journey in Lisbon, and then you want to go to Porto. What you will find, it's the same concept, the same man,
Right.
the same DNA, the same service, and only us as a sales team to discuss with.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, you don't have
Right.
to bother about anything.
Perfect.
and
There is
and in Porto it can go until the three-bedroom suite.
perfect for families, actually. There is two very good questions. One question is for the hotels that are close by, are there any signing privileges?
Are there what?
Any signing privileges, which means, if they're staying at one of the resorts, one of the hotels, but they're going for lunch or dinner to another one, can they sign to the room on that, or you utilize like there are completely separate accountings for the
No, no,
hotels?
no, no. In terms of accommodation, yes. But in terms of facilities, if you want to come to the rooftop at the Lumi and you're staying at the Vintage,
Yeah.
of course, we don't have any program or promotion settled because we do everything tailor made.
Hmm.
But if the client comes from one hotel to the other, automatically and usually we serve a welcome drink or a 10% discount.
And can they sign it? Let's just say they're at the Lumiere, but they're going to am I spacing? Can
Vintage.
they, yeah, Vintage, can they sign up at the Vintage on the room if they're staying at Lumiere? Is that
No,
possible? No. Okay. So
no.
that
In
answers the
terms of,
question. That
yeah.
answers the question. That's the signing privileges.
No, 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 sorry.
They're separate. No, that's fine. And then are there kitchen facilities for any guests that are doing extended stays?
Yes, all the
Oh,
rooms are completely prepared with appliances
perfect.
and cutlery, everything.
Perfect. Fantastic.
And actually, what we usually do when we have families that want to have longer stays, and when they want to arrive, especially when our clients come from the United States and the flight arrives at 5, 6 a.m., and they
Okay.
want to have everything at the room, actually they do us a grocery list, and we can
Mm.
handle that for them.
Perfect. Fantastic. 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 Great. Um, I know for a lot of you attending the webinar, you know that we have the pleasure not just of working with Joanna and her team, but also to work with Danilo and Silvia from Tempo VIP. So I wanted to address that because, Joanna, how do you guys work together with Tempo?
uh, Perfectly, a perfect marriage. Okay. Very
Yeah.
close to each other. Yes.
Yeah, so for the
uh,
ones that are looking at booking Bomporto hotels, just keep in mind that, of course, booking direct is obviously fantastic. But if you are utilizing any DMC and specifically Tempo VIP, which obrigada, we thank you very much for that. Just know that, of course, Joanna and the team works very, very closely together. So it's actually a very seamless line. With that in mind, I always like to remind you all that we love to be copied on those emails. So both Jessica and I, as well as Guinevere, who's not in this call, but is part of our team and based out of the East Coast, if you don't mind, please keeping us updated on any questions that you might have, any bookings that you might have, etc., because we're able to highlight that to the team. And as Joanna was saying earlier on this call, it's just so busy. It's just so busy. So we're just trying to make sure that that everybody receives the attention that everybody deserves. So there is that. Any other questions that we can answer before
can I
we? Yes,
just say
please.
something that I think it's important to explain this. Even we have suites in an apartment style, you can never forget that you're in a five-star property. So you find everything that you expect from a five-star hotel: facilities, outlets, breakfast included, of
Mm,
course.
of
You just
course.
have the plus to have a huge room inside of the one of the most typical neighborhoods in Lisbon.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about rates, like starting rates for each one of the hotels in high season?
Well, our rates are dynamic, but in high season, for example, a studio here in Lumiares, well, and now I'm in Lumiares. Usually
Move
I'm in
around?
different, moving around, yeah. Here in Lumiares, the high season, a studio can start between 400 and 500 per night.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. And in the vintage, 300. And
Hmm.
in Rebello, as we just opened half year ago. We're now adapting our rates and moving the the opening rates. Now we're just find rates between 300 and 400.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, this kind of gives you all a good idea of what that is. I mean, and it's interesting because when you look at main destinations in Europe, and of course, I'm going to speak about the Italies and the
Yeah.
France of the world, when those rates are way over five digits for a regular deluxe room. Well, of course, it's a different country. I always like to highlight this because as someone that has fallen in love with Portugal, too many times at this point. I'll say it checks a lot of the boxes. Portugal has the culinary experiences that Joanna was mentioning. It has the history. It has all the sites. Don't even get me started with the shopping because I get goosebumps. The amazing scenery, the people, the nightlife. So it really checks box after box after box. And when aside from all of that, you pair the service quality and the rates for a five-star hotel, like Joanna was saying, is almost like a no-brainer. And it's important to highlight this for those travelers that you might have that are consistently trying to figure out how can they make it work in the Italies of the world, which we love to sell Italy. We know we're always going to sell Italy, but it's a good one to kind of keep in mind and perhaps share with your clients in terms of an amazing experience, an uber luxury experience, and yet not breaking the bank at the same time. Break the bank at the shopping. Like, I promise you, you'll do very well with that. Any other questions? Oh yes, is in Lisbon, do the rooftop bars have any live music?
So that's an interesting question. At the Vintage, we have a program every week, Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have live concerts during winter near our fireplace and during summer in our rooftop. Free entrance to our guests, to everyone that wants to come, and it can change from bossa nova
I
to
was gonna ask you.
jazz, DJ, but always in this vintage and smooth style. Okay,
Fantastic. It's very sexy, Milena, for you that you
it
were
is.
asking. It's very sexy. So I strongly suggest that that's a must. And you see some of the locals as well, which I love to see that. I always say, when you go to a hotel and you go to a bar or a restaurant, you see the locals, that speaks volumes of the quality of the food, the music, the energy of the place. So that's one, for sure, a must when staying there. Yes, we will share. Thank you so
Okay.
much. We will share the information. Actually, you're going to receive an email, but this is her contact information. You're going to receive an email with Joanna's information as well. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much, Joanna. You're free to have a glass of wine or a gin and tonic or whatever it is that you want to have. Happy hump day
You're
for
the best.
everybody. And thank you
Thank you
so very
so
much.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank
Joanna.
you.
Thank you,
Have a good
everyone.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.